Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Carolina Explains It All, where I, Carolina, explain it all. There is a creepy ass car behind me, but don't mind it because it's weird as fuck. And I'm going to be talking about how to get over a breakup. So there's many ways that you can go about getting over a breakup, and every person is gonna, like, different things are gonna work for that person, and every person's gonna deal with the situation differently. But what I'm gonna tell you right now are the ways that I have gotten over like really bad breakups, and like what I think would help you. So first of all, I've been in like a few serious relationships. I wouldn't say that we're all on the same level. Like, they varied on how serious they were, from like not so serious to like very serious. And I didn't always know how to deal with them. Like, after just like learning and trial and error, that there are a few things that helped me. So the first thing is, loving yourself, and being there for yourself. Now, what do I mean by that? Like, loving yourself is such a wide statement. It's like, doesn't make any sense. Like, for most people, they're like, okay, love myself, love myself, love myself. Okay, I love myself. Do I look in the mirror and just say, I love you, I love you, I love you? Well, it's not that easy, obviously. Think about what you do for someone that you love, whether it be your mom or your brother or your sister or your boyfriend or your husband or whatever. Think about the things that you would do to show them that you love them. Yes, you would tell them they're beautiful, they're amazing, that they're talented. You would help them out with whatever they need to do. You would give them time and effort. Now, you turn that inwards. You give yourself effort, and that is what loving yourself is. So basically, what happens when you love yourself is you're gonna give yourself all that attention that you would have otherwise given to that person that let you down. So you're gonna work out, you're gonna eat well, you're gonna think well, you're gonna think good thoughts about yourself, and you're not gonna let anyone make you feel like shit. Because that's not what you wouldn't let anyone make your mom feel like shit. You wouldn't let anyone like make your boyfriend feel like shit. You would stand up for them. So you need to learn how to stand up for yourself the way you stand up for other people, because most likely if you're hurting really, really hard, it's because you have not learned to dedicate time and love to yourself and to stand up for yourself. And you'll see that once you make that change in your life, that it's such a big difference, and it's such a wonderful thing, and it's such a powerful thing on its own. So the second thing you're gonna do is you're gonna avoid stalking them. I know you love it. I know that it's like a bittersweet thing. Like, you look at the pictures and you're like, oh, it fucking hurts, but it hurts good because at least I know what they're doing. At least it's not a mystery. At least, it's not as bad as the thoughts are. Like, the truth may not hurt as much as the thoughts that you have in your mind, or they may hurt even more. And you gotta think about it. Like, you can't get over someone that you keep going after. You can't, because your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and dreaming. The brain thinks that everything you think about is actually happening. That's why you can give yourself anxiety. You can give yourself like a fucking disease. You can give yourself like acne, all that stuff, because you're just thinking. The body doesn't know the difference. The body just does what it's thinking about. Like, it just reacts. Like, if you're thinking about fear, like, you see a movie, right? The movie, you're not in the scary movie yet, you start sweating, your goosebumps go up, your eyes dilate or whatever, and it's just the same. So you got to learn that your body doesn't know the difference between your thoughts and reality. And so that's why you got to stop stalking them, because your brain is telling you that they're still in your life, and that you're still giving an effort for them. So your body in your mind is going to attach you to that person further and further, as if you were still in the relationship, which obviously the relationship is done, the relationship is over. So your thoughts need to be over about that person. Your thoughts need to go on to yourself. Your thoughts need to go on to your mom, your dad, anyone who loves you. If that, don't put your thoughts onto other people who don't love you and don't accept you, because you're gonna end up in the same trap of like overthinking, overcompensating, over trying, And that's not where you want to be. You want to be at a state in life where, you know, you do things for you and you feel good about it. Next thing that you're going to want to do is find things that make you happy but that are productive. Now, in most cases after a breakup, people like go out and drink, people go out and be a hoe, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be a hoe or whatever. Like, I don't judge you, although I mean, it could turn out bad for you in the end, but I would say that go on dates. Like, I know it's hard because like every guy that you go on a date with is just gonna try to sleep with you, and that honestly is gonna make the pain a lot worse for some people. For some other people maybe it makes it better, but in my opinion, like just sleeping around and stuff like that, it kind of makes it worse, because then it makes you feel like you're not valuable, that you're not cared about, and that you're not worth being someone's like girlfriend. You're not worth someone being dedicated to you. So I would say like spend time with maybe guy friends that you trust, and like go out and have fun, and like, you know, go out to like parks and nature and do things that are healthy, like go hiking, go join like a yoga class. You know, surround yourself with people who are gonna love you and who are gonna support you and who are gonna give you good feedback, good emotions, and good advice. Because the thing is that sometimes we get out of a breakup and then we just go straight to our whole ass friends and we're like, yes bitch, I'm single, and then your whole ass friend is like getting you all in this trouble. Like, you're getting drunk, you're blacking out, you God knows what's happening to you when you're blacking out, you're doing drugs, you know, it could get worse. Like, you'd be doing like all this Xanax and ecstasy and cocaine, like I don't know. I mean, I actually have friends who were all into that shit, and it was really hard for me because I'm like, I want to hang out with you and I love you guys, but I don't want to do all that. Like I'm okay with smoking a little bit, but like everything else is like, you know, it's too much and it's unnecessary. So you're gonna want to do like positive things, you know, if that means like spending time with your like younger sibling and taking them out, and like, you know, doing something for someone else even may make you feel better, but doing it for someone who like deserves it, you know, you're gonna feel better. You're gonna be distracted, you're gonna have people in your life that are gonna make you feel like you're okay, like life is not ended and you still have a social life, you know. You're gonna feel better after that. The next thing that you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to spend time with yourself. And this sounds crazy because I just said spend time with other people, blah blah blah, right? And hang out with people, blah blah blah. Yeah, you should, but you should also put time on the side to be alone, to be sad, to be lonely, and find yourself. Find what is it in that relationship that was bad. What did that person do that I did not like, and what is it that I can do to make sure that this never happens again? What standards and boundaries do I have to set in my next relationship right away so that this doesn't happen again? You got to think about it, and you got to also maybe even write these things down. Write down what they did wrong so you don't forget, because I guarantee you, if they're a piece of shit, they're gonna go around, they might sleep around with someone, they will get to the point where they're like, oh shit, like I want a girlfriend again, but none of these bitches want to like settle with them because whatever, because they're like not even that kind of girl, and they're gonna come back to you and they're gonna be like, I miss you, I made a mistake and I just can't believe that I left you. It was the worst mistake of my life. And you know what that means? I'm gonna translate it for you right now. That means that they went out and these bitches either didn't want to give them the pussy once they were out of a relationship, because there's girls like that. There's girls who will want to sleep with you when you have a girlfriend, but the moment that you're single, they disappear. Yes, that happens. So what that means is that they went out there and either they're not finding no pussy, or they're not finding someone who's gonna be there for them every single moment that they want them, just like you were. So don't take that fucking shit, because honestly, you're better than that. You're better than being a booty call girlfriend. What's a booty call girlfriend? It's like, oh, you can be my girlfriend when I need like quick access, but you can't be my girlfriend like all the time. I'm gonna break up with you when it's convenient, when some girl goes in my DMs, when I see a girl who has a fatter ass than you, then you can't be my girlfriend. But when I can't, find something better than you, then you can be my girlfriend. This exists, and it doesn't matter if the guy's cute, ugly, fat, uneducated, educated. A lot of them do this, a lot of them. And I don't mean that all guys are bad, because they're really not. Some of them are just really shy. Like the good ones sometimes tend to be too shy, and that's why they fuck up, because then we don't even hear them, we don't see them, we don't know that they like us, and then therefore we don't even know. Like we just keep going for the guys who are like outstanding. Like they stand up and they like make jokes and they're like social, but sometimes those guys end up being like really turds, like ready to cheat on you at any moment. Another thing I'm gonna need you to do is to not compare yourself to his new girlfriend. And if you're a guy, don't compare yourself to her new boyfriend. There may be things that you look at and you're like, oh, if I was more like her, if I was more like him, then maybe I wouldn't be left, maybe he wouldn't leave me, blah 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 blah. Don't worry about that. That's not even fact, okay? Sometimes guys, they just like what's new. It doesn't have to be better. It could be worse, but they like what's new. And it doesn't make any sense to me, because I mean, I don't know, because I haven't seen other people's pussies, but in my mind, I mean, I think all pussy is probably the same. Like it's all the same. So I don't know why guys like to go from pussy to pussy. And I mean, it could be like other factors, like their face or whatever the guy likes or something like that. But most likely it's really just that they just wanted somebody different, and that's not your fault. That's the fact that they're just so insecure about themselves. They're so like, I don't even know, that they can't dedicate themselves completely to one person. They rather start off like new, so that, you know, that girl can be in their happy phase. Like guys like to be with girls who like just take shit, and a lot of times we're in a new relationship, we take shit and we don't want to see what the truth is. I'm sorry, there's like ants biting me and I'm trying to fight them while I'm making this video, because they ain't gonna stop me from teaching you what's good. So, you know, don't compare yourself to the new girl. The new girl, you may think she's prettier than you, but in my opinion, no one is prettier than anyone. I know that sounds so like corny and like I'm lying to you. I'm not lying to you. Everyone is beautiful. Haven't you seen like celebrities in their like high school pictures? You wouldn't think that they was cute, but they were cute. They were cute underneath it all. They were cute when they did the glow up. They were cute when they put the time, the effort, the work, and they're happy. That beauty comes out of you, and everyone is beautiful. So most likely you feel like you're not beautiful because that guy drained all of your fucking energy. He drained your aura, he drained your beauty. Like he maybe even like have you like not dressing as cute, telling you not to wear makeup, and that's when you know like you're with like a narcissistic guy. And if you want to know more about narcissists, check out my videos about narcissists, and I'll put it over there. And you know, that's why you probably feel like you're not pretty, because that girl, she's fresh right now. Like she, you know, had her single moment, she had her time to like dedicate to herself. She's putting all the work in, and he's like being nice to her right now. So she's probably looking shiny and like, you know, very cute right now, but believe me, when he's done with her, she gonna be wrecked. She gonna be wrecked. And depending on how much shit she takes, she might be more wrecked than you, because there's some girls who take more shit than others, and sometimes that could be the reason they leave you, because they were like, okay, this girl, she's setting boundaries, she's telling me, oh, you need to call me, you need to like let me know where you're at, and he's like, I don't know, I don't like this, let me just deal with this other insecure girl who's not gonna bother me, who's gonna let me do whatever I want, who's not gonna text me and find out where I am, who's gonna be okay with me not texting her back for 2 days. And do you want to be jealous of someone like that? Don't be jealous of someone like that, because they're miserable. You know, they're gonna deal with more shit than you, because you put up boundaries, which is probably the reason that he left you. They're gonna have to deal with so much heartache and pain, and when the breakup is over for them, which it will be, because once a piece of shit, always a piece of shit in my eyes. you know, he's gonna move on, and she's gonna be so fucking brokenhearted because she was like thinking that she was gonna be the one to change him, and just like you probably did. And let me tell you something, you can't change no one. I mean, not even like someone who like says that they're sorry and like really seems like they're genuinely sorry. You can't change them either, because the thing is that nobody changes for another person. Not really. They really do change for themselves. They change because they want to change, because there's more to lose than there is to gain. So if they don't change for you, you are not something to lose. I may or may not put this in the video, but I'm gonna talk about a little bit of like one of my relationships. I had a crush on this boy when I was really young, and I would say it was like one of the worst heartbreaks because it was a fresh heartbreak. You know, like when you're young, everything just feels like 10 times more dramatic. Like everything's like a novella. Like when you have a fight with your friends, it's like the most dramatic thing. When you first like get a crush, that's like, you're like, oh my god, like I like him so much, like, and your hormones are going crazy, and you're going through puberty, like everything's so like crazy and like magnified. So I had a crush on this boy, and like I met him on the first day of like my middle school or whatever, and we clicked. We were really good as friends. The problem was, and I don't know if it's because people noticed that I liked him and they were trying to spite me, but a lot of other girls started liking him too. And I also think it was because he's kind of like a little hoe, you know. He was a little hoe, and he would like give attention to all the girls. But we always had something special where it was like he would talk to me and he would tell me things that I know he didn't tell other people, because I never saw him talking like that to other people. And we would have these conversations, and we were young, so it was like kind of weird for you to like have deep conversations with a boy, like that's, but I was like so like head over heels over him, and I couldn't tell him, but it was so obvious, you know, like when you're young, like you're so obvious, like you start blushing and you're like scared and you're like so anyways, I would get like that around him. And the thing is that he broke my fucking heart. Like I remember, like it was like the day after he apparently asked me out, they, for some reason, and like everyone knew too, like that he had apparently asked me out. So the day after he asked me out, we were fucking around in class, like everybody was just being a dumbass like they usually do, and then they decided to do some kind of like play thing, like where they were like pretending that the guy that I liked was like in a novella or something like that with this other girl. And it was like a girl that I was like jealous of, because I thought she was pretty. She always had like the nice clothes, and she always had like phones, and I'm like, where's my phone? I don't have a phone. And then I don't have clothes that are cute. And then he kissed her. I mean, I don't know, because I didn't look, because it hurt my heart so much to look, and I was just like, I really just wanted to like get up and like punch them, like both of them, but I didn't do shit because I was like a scared little girl back then, and I was nervous about everything. And you know, it fucking broke my heart, and everybody kept telling me that he really did kiss her, that he really did kiss her, and he told me that he didn't. But I mean, now that I think back, like how am I supposed to believe him? And I couldn't believe it. And then it only got worse. Then he sent over a girl. I don't know if they were pressuring him. He said that they were pressuring him, but either way, it's your decision what you do. And we were just kids, honestly, like we were just like 12 or 13, but he sent over like this girl that I also hated. And it's like, really, like you making the worst choices right now. So he sent over this girl that I really hated, and she broke up with me for him. And he didn't have the balls to tell me in person. The story gets even worse, because I come later to find out that the reason he asked me out was because they bet him $5. I don't know if he ever got the $5. I guess he was desperate for money, but you know, like apparently, like it was like She's All, like All That or whatever. I forgot if that's the movie. She's All That, I think that's what the movie was called, where he like was bet to like date this girl and make her pretty. Well, it felt, I felt like that girl, like I'm a fucking bet, me, I'm fucking bet. And then, like, I was so fucking heartbroken. I remember that I had my best friend in Florida, and you know, she used to live in New York where I used to live, but she moved, and I called her and I did not get off the phone with her for a while. Like, I was crying, I was dying, I was just non-stop. Like, I don't even think I've cried like that over someone ever again. And you know, it fucking hurts so much. I thought that I would never get over it, and look at me, I'm over it. I have a wonderful man in my life, and he treats me so much better. And I have so many beautiful things that I'm grateful for. I have a beautiful family, and you know, life went on. The birds are still singing, the trees are still blowing in the air, the grass is still growing, and shit, like, I'm still growing. Like, look at this fucking arm, you know? So there's more to that story of the guy. I would consider him like my first love or whatever. So if you want to hear more about like him and my experience with him, there's way more to that story. So leave a comment below and I will tell you more, because it got even crazier. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, or share. And do not forget to follow me on Instagram at Carolina's Pastel Diary, and on Snapchat at Carolina's Diary, and on Facebook at Carolina Explains It All. Until next time, stay beautiful, stay strong, and stay woke, girl, because I'm here for you. Mwah.